In this quick video, we're going to discuss the most popular data containers that, in my opinion, will take care of 95% of your use cases. These data containers are lists, tuples, NumPy arrays, dictionaries, sets, and pandas data frames. So let's start with a list. I'm going to go ahead and create my list. It's equal to 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6.9. Shift enter. So in a list, the elements are enclosed in square brackets, separated from each other with commas. You can mix and match various data types. In addition, lists are mutable and dynamic, so you can expand them, shrink them, insert new elements, update, delete, and clear all of the elements. Now, compare it to a tuple. My tuple is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6.9, shift enter. What you should know about a tuple is that parentheses here are optional, so you can create a very similar tuple. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6.9, shift enter. And this is also a tuple. Look, if I was to ask what is the type of a data container, my tuple 2, the answer is going to be a tuple. So parentheses are optional. You won't always see them, which in my opinion makes it for slightly confusing code sometimes. Also, tuples are not mutable. They are immutable. In other words, once you create a tuple, you won't be able to modify it. You won't be able to insert, update, delete elements. Once you create it, it cannot be changed. Which means that tuples are sometimes faster to work with than lists, because the overhead of inserting, updating, deleting elements is missing. In addition, they can be more secure if you prefer to work with a data structure that's not going to change over time. Both lists and tuples are sequences. As such, the elements are guaranteed to be in a particular order, so the idea of indexes is very popular when working with sequences. The first element will have the index of 0, next 1, 2, and so on. So we can use indexes to indicate the position of the element of interest in order to retrieve those elements or perhaps take slices. So my list with an index of 0 is 1. In C-based programming languages, you will typically see indexes starting with 0. Next data type is a NumPy array. Please don't confuse the two. A list is not the same as an array. Alright? What's the difference? Whereas in a list, I can store various data types that include integers, Boolean values, floats, and so on. In a NumPy array, I can only store a single data type. So if you wish to use a multidimensional array object defined in a NumPy library, you will first need to import NumPy as NP. Next, if you like, you can create an array. NP.array. If I attempt to create my array from my list and then I print it out, I'll notice that my integers were converted to real numbers because, again, with a NumPy array, you can only store values of a single data type. You're not able to mix and match data types in a single data container. Next data container is everybody's favorite dictionary. So I'm going to go ahead and create a dictionary. My dictionary is equal to curly braces. A stands for apple. B stands for banana. And C stands for cranberry. Shift Enter. Notice how the elements in a dictionary are also separated by commas. So this particular dictionary has 3 elements, and then every element has both a key and a value separated by a comma. And the elements in the dictionary are enclosed in curly braces. A dictionary is not a sequence, so elements are not guaranteed to be in a particular order, so we won't be able to use integer indexes with a dictionary. So how do we use it? You use a key to retrieve a value. So for example, my dictionary what is the value that corresponds to the key A? The answer is apple. The next data container that I would like for you to consider is a Python set. So I'm going to go ahead and create a set. My set is equal to curly braces as well. A, B, C, and I'm going to try and enter another C in my data container. Now, if I just attempt to print it out, notice the duplicate C has been removed. That's because a set is a data container that only contains a collection of unique, distinct elements. So you cannot possibly store a duplicate in a set, and that's the reason to use it. So for example, if you wanted to create a data container full of unique usernames to your system, a set is the way to go. The final data container that I would like to mention today is Pandas data frame. That is a 2-dimensional data container that looks very much like Excel. It has rows, columns, and headers known as index objects, both for column and row indexes.